guys, welcome back to my channel. You're watching your girl Rika's life. How you doing? Okay, so today's video, about, as you can see by the title, well, I don't know what I'm gonna title it yet, but y'all gonna see the title. It's gonna be story time. Okay, we finna have a story time. I think it's gonna be 2 or 3 different stories of just incidents in my life. Okay, incidents. Just I think I'm gonna tell you guys 3 of them. 3 incidents that happened in my life. And yeah, so before I start this video, thank you guys for coming. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and yeah, enjoy the video as well. Okay, if you see me chewing, I'm eating Skittles. I'm eating the purple pack. This is my favorite pack, but yeah. Let me get into the story time because it's 3 of them, and I don't feel like being here on it. Okay, so the first story time is the story time of the scar on my forehead. How it got there, okay? Because I got this question, what happened to my forehead? Like, how did I get the scar on my forehead? So basically, let me tell you how the story goes, okay? So when I was a little girl, my parents were moving into a house. I was around 4, I think, and my parents were moving into a house. And you know those wooden cabinets where, if you're Caribbean or black, you know what I'm talking about, those cabinets that they keep their expensive plates in and you can't use it until guests come over. That cabinet, so they had a cabinet bringing it into the house, and they told me like, yo, sit down because we're gonna bring it in. So I sat down or whatever, enjoying myself, doing what a little kid does at that age. And they brought in the cabinet and I was fine. I was blessed. I was okay. So I was running up and down. So the way how it is, I guess the cabinet, like, it couldn't fit through, so they had to take the cabinet apart and they took off the doors. I don't remember because I was 4, but my parents told me what happened after, so I'm going off what they told me. So they put the cabinet against the wall because that's where it goes, because it's huge. It's a wooden thing and it has glass, like windows and stuff like that. So they took off the doors off the cabinet, and my dad had to screw them back on, but he didn't do it yet because they're moving. Like, they had a moving truck and everything, so you already know you have to pay by the hour. So they're grabbing everything into the house, and they put the doors, like, they just propped up the doors on the cabinet to where it wouldn't fall, unless you had to like hit it for it to fall, like bonks into it for it to fall. So they propped it up or whatever, and I was sitting down, of course. And then when they left, I was like, okay, I just started running around, playing, doing whatever. And my little sister, she was a baby at the time, so I'm guessing she was sleeping or whatever. And I was running up and down, playing with myself. And my older sister was at school, and I was playing, running up and down. And my parents came back inside, and they're like, yo, sit down because we don't want you to get hurt. Okay, sorry about that. So they come inside and they're like, yo, sit down. We don't want you to get hurt, whatever, whatever. So I still continue to run up and down. And the way I'm picturing it in my head, the cabinet was like right where I am. And the couches were like right through these doors right here. Like, this is a door and these are the couches. So I'm running through and I'm running past the cabinet, and I bump into the cabinet, and then the doors go like this. And I'm looking at the cabinet and I'm just like, don't. So I'm about to take foot, and as I take off, I guess my dad seen that it was gonna drop, and he's running over to try to hold it up so it won't drop on me, but it already dropped by the time he like got there. And the end of the glass, it didn't shatter or nothing, because remember, it was still in the air. It was like a whole glass. So the end of the end, like, you know, the sharp part of like those square mirrors or the rectangle mirrors, whatever, the pointy part came right here and scratched me, and then it cut me, and I started bleeding, and it dropped. Of course it broke, but like I moved out the way, like my dad moved me, so when it broke, it didn't touch me. The only part that got hurt was my forehead, because the glass scraped my forehead going down. And I started crying, whatever. They fixed it up, they dressed it up, and we gets to go, okay? But I used to give a lot of trouble when I was little, so I'm not surprised that happened. But the next story time took place when I was, if I keep looking back here, I'm sorry, like I just keep looking at my mirror to see if like everything's, I'm sorry, but yeah. So the next story took place when I was in middle school. It never happened in high school, so it had to be when I was in middle school. So when I was like 12, 13 maybe, my mom, my dad, my 3 older sisters, me, my little sister, and my cousin-in-law were in my mom's room talking, because my cousin-in-law came over to our house. So you know, we're just talking with her, like seeing how life is going or whatever. And then me and my little sister have an idea, like, oh, let's go play house. So then my cousin's like, okay, let's go. So we're like, yeah, let's go play house or whatever. So we went downstairs, and we had this big like brown table. It's like a dining table in the living room, and it was down there, and we used to play school and house with the table, because it was like we would have like 2 students sit here, and then the teacher would sit at the top and be like, okay, today's lesson is blase blase. So we had that table, we were all sitting around the table, and I believe the camel was under the table or something like that, and that's how I cut my foot, okay? So my mom, she had a lot of figurines when we were growing up. We broke a lot of them because we're kids, but we broke a lot of them. So she had a lot of glass figurines, and she had a ceramic camel. The ceramic camel was not a figurine because it was pretty big, okay? It was like this long and like this high, and it had humps in it, so it came like this, and then it had like the groove, and then the face, and then the bottom or whatever. So she had a camel, so yeah, so the camel's there or whatever, and we get up. I don't think we were playing house, I think we were playing school, because I remember, I think we were pretending like we were in gym or whatever, and when we were pretending that we were in gym or whatever, we were like running and, you know, doing exercises. And as we're running, my foot hits the camel, and it breaks. Like when I say it breaks, like it came out like 2 big pieces, and then the rest of them are like little like shattered glasses or whatever. So I instantly think like, yo, go. And I told my little sister, I'm like, go get the broom, because so I told my little sister, I'm like, go get the broom. So she gets the broom, and I'm there sweeping up or whatever, and my cousin's like, your foot's bleeding. And I was like, what? Like, I'm looking at her like, what are you talking about? She's like, your foot is bleeding. And she's looking at my foot. So I'm like, what's this girl talking about? I look down, and my foot is river bleeding. So I instantly, like, when she said that, I instantly felt the pain. So when she said that, I dropped the broom, and then I just start walking up the stairs. Like, I was calm, because I was like, if I start crying, I know I'm gonna make the situation worse. So I'm walking up the stairs, and my mom and dad's room is open, and my mom, my dad, my 3 older sisters were in the room. So I was standing there, and I'm just like looking at everybody. They're like, Shrika, what happened? I'm like, my foot's bleeding. And they look down, and my sister, so my sister is studying, she was studying to be a doctor. One of my older sister was studying to be a doctor. So she looked down, and she was like, oh. And then they all just looked like, and they're like, Sharika, how did that happen? And when they said that, that's when I started crying. Like, I don't know what it was, but it's like, I don't know. I guess I was looking for adult reassurance that I would have been fine. But when they asked me what happened, it just made me start crying. So my sister's like, okay, go in the bathroom and go stand in the tub. So I was wearing shorts and stuff like that. And I stood up in the bath. and she's running water on it. She's just running water on it so she can see how like bad the cut is. So she's running water on it, she's running water on it, she's running water on it, and it's burning. Like, it feels like she just took a bottle of rubbing alcohol and just poured it in the cut. It's burning me. So I'm crying. She's like, just calm down. Like, you're gonna make the situation more than what it is. Just calm down, take deep breaths. And I'm just crying because I'm like, girl, I'm never trying to hear you. So I'm crying or whatever. And she's dabbing it to see, because she wants to see the cut to see how bad it is. And she looks at it and she was like, oh. When she said, oh, I start bawling. Because I'm like, if you're studying to be a doctor and you look at my foot that I just got cut from glass and said, oh, is game. So I start bawling now. And she was like, and then I was like, is it bad? And she was like, you might have to go to hospital. When I heard hospital, you think I was bawling before? No, I was bawling, like double bawling. Like, I was cry. Like, my neighbors probably thought that I was being murdered because I was screaming. Like, I was like, I heard hospital and I said no. Needles, no. Stitches, no. Everything, no. And I'm gonna have to be awake for it because it's not even like somewhere up here where they're gonna put me to sleep. I would have been awake for the whole thing because they're just gonna numb my foot and get to stitching. So I said no. I started bawling. And she's like looking at the cut or whatever. The cut, guys, was so bad. You know when you get cut and you see red? You can see my flesh, like the white part of, like, you know when you get cut deep and you see the white part? That's how bad the cut was. Like, the glass went all the way in there. Then my sister, she cleans it up or whatever, and then she was like, okay, I'ma dress it, and then if it's not, I'm gonna dress it and then watch it, and then if it's better, then you're good. If it's not better, we have to go to the hospital. So she said she's gonna watch it for the night or whatever. So this happened in the summertime, I remember, because then I went to a church barbecue and I couldn't go swimming because my foot was wrapped up. That's how I remember. But anyways, so she dresses it or whatever, and she uses Polysporin. When I tell you, I used to use Polysporin whenever I got cut, and it never hurt as bad as that day. That day, it felt like Polysporin was rubbing alcohol, or like, I don't even know, like, it felt like she was making the cut deeper, but she had to like, dress it or whatever. And then she put a gauze on it, and she just wrapped it up, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna watch it for, she's like, okay, just no more playing. I was like, you don't even have to tell me, because once that happened, never again. So she wraps it up or whatever. We go to bed the next day. She's like, I don't want to take it off just yet. So we wait another day. No, it was bleeding, so she had to take it off like midday. She put on another gauze. And then I had to shower with, oh my God, I had to shower with my foot in a bag. Because the soap couldn't go inside of it. So I had to shower with my foot on a bag, in a bag. So that's fun. So I had to shower with my foot in a bag. And then she waited like a week. So talking about it, I'm feeling the pain right now. But it hurt. So she had to do that. And that was that. That was the time I cut my foot. It was the worst because every summer, like July, we have a church barbecue. And we go to a place that we can barbecue outside. And we can also go swimming or whatever. And everybody was going swimming. And I had to sit there with my broke foot. Like, because I had a gauze on it. So everyone knew something happened to me. I had to sit there with my foot and watch everyone else go swimming. I was so sad. Because that was like a few weeks later. So I asked my mom, I was like, can I go swimming? And she was like, your foot. And I was like, but it's better now because I'm not wearing as much gauze and she doesn't have to clean it as often because it's getting better. And sometimes I would go out with my... Oh, and too, when that happened, my foot, it swole. Like, thank God it happened in the summertime. But my foot swole. Like, it got swollen. So we had to buy... like the slippers that I just pushed my foot in because I couldn't have no straps or whatever. My foot was swollen, like it was fat. So my sister had to buy, you know those flat slippers that have like your toes are, okay, so it's flat like this. Your toes are covered with net, and it has like those little bead flowers on it. If I find it, I'm gonna put a picture, but that's basically the slippers that she bought me because I couldn't wear anything else because I couldn't have nothing touching the cut or whatever. So she had to buy that slipper for me. And I was going to a church function, and I usually wear heels, and I had to wear those net slippers, and I just feels like, ugh. But my sister tried to brighten up my day by buying me a dress to match the slippers, but I was just like, ew, like, ew. But whatever, I had to do what I had to do. My foot was swollen, and I had to wear those same slippers to the barbecue, whatever. And people asked me what happened to my foot, and I told them, and I wasn't happy about it because everyone was swimming, and then I had to watch. But my foot's better now. I still have the scar, but what you gonna do? Okay. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, these stories. I hope you guys are laughing because it took me a long time to laugh. I wasn't laughing when it happened, but I'm laughing now, baby. So, okay. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. This is one of many story times to come. Well, this is 3 of many story times to come, but one video of 3 story times to come. I have a lot more stories. A lot of things happen in my life. I am 18 years old, about to be 19 in April. So you already know your girl's been through some stuff, and I got stories for days, y'all. So I hope you guys continue to come back. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like my channel. Thank you for coming to see my face again. I hope you like it because you'll be seeing a lot of it. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Comment on this video what other videos you guys want to see. Comment it down below. Subscribe to my channel. Share this with your auntie, your uncle, your nephew, your niece, your grandma, your grandpa, your mom, your dad. So yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys come back to see another video.
Ain't gotta wait to make them movies, I be loaded. Why you out here drinking 40s, I just told it.